I only have a couple of things. Thank you, Marilyn. Appreciate it. I would have forgotten. Right now, I really only have two things to tell you guys about. One is the book fair at our library on October 19th from 1 to 3. If you're a member of the library, Friends of the Library, it's $3 a bag. And we talk about bags like grocery bags. And if you're not a member, it's $5 a bag. So think about holiday gifts, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or just a gift for yourself. We have been super lucky. Unfortunately, one of our longtime members and board members passed away, and she gifted us more than 600 books. And so a lot of her books will be there. It's kind of a commemoration for Cynthia, who this person is. Also, really exciting, although the book fair is exciting too. On Sunday, November 2nd, we are going to have at the library what's called a Day of Learning. It's going to be an all-day affair starting at 11 o'clock and end at 4:15 with, you name it, all kinds of wonderful people. The first person up will be Linda Levin talking about why books and reading are so important to us. Then our fabulous Shelly will be there talking about films and foreign films. We'll have a short break where we'll do a light lunch. I'm not 100% positive yet if that's included or not. I'll try to find that out. It is? Okay. Then after lunch, we have a tremendous historian coming to talk to us, Annette Isaacs. If you've seen any of her presentations, either on Zoom or in person, she's fabulous to talk to us. Then we'll have about movies with Manuel Abramovitz. He does music and movies and Broadway. And then we will end the day with Pull Up a Chair with Fern Cantor, which is about how important it is for us to do these kinds of activities where we all talk to each other. So please join us. You look on the friends.org, sterlingfriends.org, and you can find out more about it because they'd like us to register. And hopefully you guys will join us. So without further ado, if everybody would please mute yourselves unless you're actively speaking with Shelly or the group. And Shelly, take it away. It was a fascinating movie.
Thank you, Jackie. Yes. Before I get into the movie, though, just to reiterate the theme for this month, because there is a theme behind these films. These two are called The Courage to be Reborn. They are two acclaimed international films that explore the universal moment when a woman's life demands a new beginning, whether through a societal conflict or a devastating physical challenge. Each story celebrates the courage to pivot, that it's never too late to find a new mission or a completely different way to move through the world. And this first film certainly does that. It is entitled Woman at War. I will tell you about the other one after we finish tonight. It's from 2018, Iceland, as you've seen. The director's name is Benedict Erlingsson. He is a director and author and as well as an actor, but not in this film. The film premiered at Cannes, winning a screenwriting award, as well as 28 other international awards. It's an intelligent, remarkably creative, feel-good film, an environmental drama wrapped in a whimsical, dark, and light comedy with a little bit of soul-searching, as you've seen. It's kind of like, the way I look at it, it's kind of like an heroic Icelandic saga or a serious fairy tale told as an absurdist adventure, where the heroine serves in this world as a kind of Artemis, the protector of the untouched and wild, alone, seeing herself in league with Mother Earth. In other words, a serious story with a smile, dramatic, comical, ridiculous, and musical, all at the same time. And I'd add in, ridiculous really means screwball. As we see her, Halla is an independent woman, a middle-aged choir conductor by day, and an ageless environmental warrior on nights and weekends, including 5-minute breaks from her choir. If you remember when she puts the phone in the refrigerator each time she has to have a secret conversation. She's woke to the issue of man-caused climate disruption. Her target is an aluminum smelter that's contributing mightily to the release of CO2 in the atmosphere. She steals explosive material topples pylons with the efficiency of a SEAL teamer, and on a covert mission, and uses her expert skills in archery to disable the plant's power lines. She commits, as you saw, she commits these felonies with the conviction that she's on the side of Mother Nature, and sometimes literally in the guise of her freedom fighting heroes. If there's a single sequence that summarizes woman at war, it's Halla crushing the government spy drone. She's just shot and hauled from the sky, all while wearing a paper mask of a smiling Nelson Mandela. I mean, she tops Tom Cruise to a certain extent in this film. There is excitement and humor in the ride, as well as danger and dread. Hala is both a contemporary human dealing with frailties and doubts, and a fierce folk heroine from collective myth, handling her quiver like an environmental Robin Hood. Right from the beginning, we don't know whether we are watching a thriller with an assassin aiming her bow, and as she runs for cover in the countryside, a slow pan reveals the ominous squelches we hear over the soundtrack are actually coming from a three-piece band who are standing in a field behind her and looking every bit as confused as we are. Along with a trio of Ukrainian folk singers later on, these musicians show up in the background throughout the film. They're invisible to the world, but often standing not far from Hala as they express the conflicting rhythms inside her own mind, and like a Greek chorus, trying to motivate Hala with courage, power, and good ideas. And with the comical, absurd presence of the two trios, it is winking at the audience. The director is winking at the audience, reminding us that this is just a story about a hero in a world and a country familiar with tales about saving the world. Much of what keeps the balance is the screwball humor, as the government searches frantically and tirelessly for Hala, who has distributed an anonymous manifesto in which she calls herself the Mountain Woman. It continually finds and harasses a hapless Hispanic tourist, a guy in a Che Guevara shirt who always happens to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. His frustrating commentary is presented in untranslated Spanish, but it doesn't matter. He may as well be a silent film tramp, bumbling through cosmic misadventures in somebody else's movie. And there is Svinborn, the sheep rancher who comes to her rescue, remarking how they may be related by informing her that your grandfather was known to step in for a few husbands that couldn't cut it around here, so we may be cousins. Some of the lines are hilarious. And with his dog named Woman, we can't help wondering what he thinks, yet his gruff exterior belies a compassionate nature. The most substantial sleight of hand occurs with the double casting of Haldora, the actress's name, you'll forgive, I hope she forgives me if I don't pronounce it right, Haldora Gerhardtsdottir, as both Hala and her twin sister Asa. When Asa, an aspiring guru, is introduced leading a yoga class, we first assume it to be Hala. You think it was Hala, as if her double life had a third strand. Their identical look will be central to the movie's developments as the government closes in on Hala, just as her priorities may be starting to shift. It's been 4 years we've seen Hala, and since Hala and Asa both registered to be adoptive parents, and Hala had just been accepted as the new mother of a war-torn Ukrainian 4-year-old, trying to save the world one down power line at a time can be a problem that takes on a new weight when trying to raise a child. But the main question is, should she raise a child, the beautiful little Nika, or change the world? Maybe the answer is that by doing the first, she can accomplish the second. She is mother and caretaker, saving one small child and one small country, her own, at a time. One especially clever sequence follows the anguished heroine as she runs down a residential street on which corporate-sponsored news reports about the upside of industrialization are blaring out of every house. If you remember, as she walks by each window, you can hear the news reports. And pregnant, faceless women are rubbing their bellies as they blithely tune out pro-doomsday propaganda. Everyone is listening in, but not really hearing anything. It's like Halla is stuck in her own personal hell. And when she finally gets caught, it's up to her sister to save the day. Sprung from prison, Halla makes her way to find Nika at the orphanage in Ukraine. With this story taking place prior to the present war there, it seems somewhat ironic that the real enemy there is anything but the ecosystem. When Halla finally finds the Ukraine at the end, looks like an apocalyptic vision of what happens when rampant industrialism destroys the ecosystem. Water plays a big part in this film, with Halla's rejuvenation in the hot springs, when she's in the hot springs and she rejuvenates herself, and Ukraine's threatening floods that are ever present in the news and at the end of the film. As well as the wild music score, the cinematography makes Iceland a major character in this story. The landscapes reveal a world that looks like it belongs in a mythical or heroic story, and they also keep us from any distractions. Halla's twin drives to be a mother and to protect Mother Earth reflect the world's dilemma. Should we be raising a new generation on a planet that may not be able to sustain we might not be able to sustain. The climax of Woman at War is both a reminder of what Halla has been fighting for and a comment on its insurmountability. An equally sad and absurdly comic coup de grace of symbolism that speaks to Woman at War's contradictory strengths. It's too late. We're already underwater. Halldóra Hostador, I have to tell you, is an Icelandic actor, musician, and theater director who has a successful career on the stage as well as on TV and in film. She's been nominated multiple times for her work on stage and screen, winning multiple awards. So there's my take on the film. And now I'd like to open it up for a conversation because this film invites conversation. I mean, the many things that go on in it, 1 minute after the next. I mean, the visualness of the film and the star of the film. I mean, she's wonderful. And that moment at the end when they switch places is a hoot. So let me hear your take on it. And who wants to go first? I'm waiting. I see a hand. Nancy, thank you. You got to unmute, Nancy.
Tap to unmute.
There you go.
Okay. I started giggling from the moment this movie began. Film. I just loved it, and I loved the Greek chorus of the instrumentals and the musical. I wasn't sure why it was a Ukrainian singer, except that the child was from Ukraine. And I loved the band. I thought everything about this film was really, really, really terrific. I loved the fact that her sister came in and was giving her the clues about how they were going to switch places. You know, we're going to make a convent, blah, blah, blah. So they quick switch places. I thought it was just sensational. I thought it was beautifully done. I love the fact that as she's going through, it's not bog. What was she walking? The stuff she's walking on, it's moss, I guess, because they were digging it up to plant it someplace else.
Yes. Yes.
So what it
is like moss.
It's like moss. Anyway, there was so much of it, and it was all over the place. And then of course they could see her trail. We didn't know they could see her trail, but they could see her trail. And every place that she was hiding, she would hide in these little places that she would find. And then she finds this dead sheep, and she becomes this dead sheep ready to cross. Right, with the whole ram's head thing going on.
Yes.
I mean, and then jumps into the water. And again, because water plays such a big role in the hot springs. I did not think there was one wasted moment. And I'm really big on thinking about there are a lot of wasted moments in films. I did not think there were any wasted moments in this film. I thought it was sensational.
Well, thank you. That's a great little review on your part. Yes, I mean this the director is one of the most imaginative directors in
Great.
international film. Previous to this, he did a film which I recommend with sometimes with some trepidation. It's called Of Horses and Men. Of Horses and Men, and it's a film of four vignetted stories, but it's all about the horses. If you know anything about Icelandic horses, they're very small.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
They're not full-sized horses. They're
Oh,
not pygmy horses, but they're full-size horses, and it's just very interesting. And also, one of the things about Iceland is there aren't many trees. If you notice, there are not many trees in Iceland.
right.
I mean, all of these little facts are about a country that one wouldn't think you would have all this imagination, all this
Yeah.
creativity, but feeling that it's, where it is isolated, it seems possible. And this director really can. I mean, the things he does, you're talking about her running when she's wearing the ram's skin, when they're finally honing in on her using the infrared and they think she's in that tent. And then he pulls a switcheroo, and it's the guy in the tent
Right.
again. And
And this guy is great.
yeah, it was a great device. It was a
Happens to
great
be in the wrong
device.
place at the wrong time every single time. You say, "Oh my God!"
Yes. But
Now,
it's also the director is making a comment on Iceland's sort of xenophobia. They don't like outsiders. They don't like foreigners. And this is an example of it. They are very, being an island, they're very much like Japan, on the other side of the world.
mm,
They don't like outsiders invading their territory, so to speak, or coming onto their territory. So
didn't know
he
that.
becomes, he's like, we could look at it almost like an illegal alien
Yeah.
that they're looking at. So he's making a comment on that. He pokes fun at his country. I mean, he really does. It's interesting, though. I showed this a couple of years ago at a community where the people who were organizing these events for me, he didn't want to show it. The husband of the wife didn't want to show it because he was attached to the aluminum factory in Iceland. He was
Oh,
he was an engineer that helped build the place, and now I'm showing a film helping to destroy it. It was very interesting to find that out.
that's great. Anyway,
Yeah.
I loved it.
Thank you. Thank
Sure.
you.
Sure.
Karen.
Well, I have to say I liked it very much too. I thought the actress or actor, I guess correct, did a wonderful job, portraying all the different roles and like switching. And then also, I I think the snow, you have all this stillness, and I can just imagine those electric wires humming and destroying the stillness. I like the thing with the musicians. Yeah, I thought that was so funny. Just and then also those singers and just really it was an amazing movie. And the director did a great job with it. And let's see, can't remember all the stuff I was thinking before. But anyway, I agree with what Nancy said.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Karen.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all about little details as well. I mean,
Mhm.
when we first come into her home, hanging up on the wall is Nelson Mandela and
Yep.
Mahatma Gandhi. That's
Right.
her heroes. Those are her heroes, and this is, this is who she sees herself as, which is very interesting. He gives up little hints all along the way. So the film does that. He does everything very well. I mean, that's what cinematography was just fantastic.
Yes.
And his use of special effects, the two bands as this internal representing these internal conflicts in her head was terrific. Just terrific. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank
And
you.
you can see her starting to change also at the end with the
Oh,
little girl
absolutely.
changing her
Yeah.
priorities. Yes.
Yeah,
That.
she was, that's it, exactly, changing
Mhm.
her priorities.
Yep.
Terrific. Phyllis?
So, yeah, I think there were two themes in this film, environmental destruction and feminism. And I see the film was made in 2018 when there was the beginnings, of course, of concern about the environment. And I thought the shoot in the smelting plant was very interesting. It's Rio Tinto is a stock
Yes,
on the New York Stock Exchange.
I
So
know.
this is a real company that is pulling materials out of the environment, copper and zinc and whatever. Um, so, she's doing something that she's against, and it's destroying our environment. And you have to give her so much credit for her ingenuity and her energy to act on what she believes. I thought the piece about a strong woman is so important today because we see women being pushed out of jobs and taken their rights away. And it's just very uplifting to see such a positive image of a woman warrior. And also it has a message that the environment can be uh, used for detriment, but also for healing. So when she was so had it, she laid in this wonderful warm spring and it revitalized her. And it shows that, we can really benefit from the environment if we treasure what's left of it. The blood was interesting when she cut the cable
Mhm.
on the without she didn't have, I don't know, the saw broke or something. So it hit, you saw that shot was like so focused, and you just knew that that blood dripping on the ground would come back to haunt her. And that's exactly how they found her. And I assume that her sister was they were exact twins,
Yeah, it
identical.
was the same
One had
actress.
long hair, one had short hair. So
Yeah.
I wonder if the DNA would be the same, but it didn't matter because they managed to circumvent any problems and get her out of there so she could
Yeah.
adopt the child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she played both roles very well. I mean, it was
Yep.
very, very funny the way she did it. The costuming, all of it works really well. But I'll throw in a third one. I mean, it's femininity, it's the ecosystem. It's also dealing with procreation in this world. The question of it, because of what's happening to the ecosystem. What kind of world are we leaving to these children? And that's really one of her questions at the end, is she looks around and she's carrying his child over the water. Again, the water plays, has a profound effect in the film. In one case, as you said, it's life-giving. In another, it's threatening. It's threatening. So all of these things can be taken into account. Thank you, Phyllis. Susan Pauls.
Hi.
Hi.
Absolutely love the film. It was a complete joy. But being the skeptic that I am, a couple of things occurred to me. One was the band, which I adored, but it reminded me of, I think it was called The Act of Killing.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember?
Yes.
I think it was from Indonesia, perhaps.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
It was in, yeah, I think it was Indonesia.
and all of these details about how people murdered people in detail. And then there's this ludicrous band playing in the background, commenting on in a totally different way,
Yeah.
but incongruously comedic, and also just fascinating comment on what was happening inside of the film. I also thought the special effects of the twins, I mean, they've been making movies about twins for years and years and years and years, but I'm looking for the seam down the middle I mean, AI, whatever, unbelievable.
Yeah, it
You
was done
couldn't
very
imagine
well.
that it wasn't two women.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
seamless. What a fun film.
Yeah. Terrific. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, Marilyn.
Had to unmute. Um, I love what everybody had to say, and it was a very different movie and a really great movie. To me, one of the main themes was really about survival. And what I found interesting was the twins' mother, the message that she gave them,
Yes.
seek solutions. And it was interesting in that they sought solutions, even as twins, totally differently. You had Halla becoming it through activism, and the other sister, what was her name, Asa?
Asa. Yeah, Asa.
Yeah, she went through going into herself and meditation and confinement, and yet they both were listening to their mother. They were both seeking solutions, and yet how differently they found the solutions for themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it really is a very strongly written film, which is why it won the award at Cannes. I mean, and it speaks, what's interesting is as an Icelandic film from this little country, it is a film addressed to the world. It did very well around the world. I will tell you that. As I said, it won 24 international awards in almost as many different countries. It just took over a lot of festivals back in 2018. So
The company, the aluminum company, I thought in the movie it said it was Chinese, and yet Phyllis, you said is it on the star? So I'm confused.
yeah,
Which company
It
was
said
coming in?
Rio.
yeah, it's
It said
called Rio
Rio.
Tinto.
I
Yeah.
assumed it was Rio Tinto, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Rio Tinto, but if you noticed along the way, not only was it Iceland and it was they brought in Israel got involved in it, and the U.S. is mentioned in
Yeah.
it as having, that's part of, what's happened in Iceland is, they have materials that the world wants, that the different countries want.
Yeah, it's probably a multinational
Yeah, it
corporation.
is. It
The
is.
global economy, so this is what happens.
Yep, this is industrialization from outside coming into Iceland. Absolutely. Jackie.
We enjoyed it. I have to admit, at first, the band was not my favorite. Larry liked it right away. I thought it was kind of silly, but as the movie went on more and more, and you saw them reacting to the situation, I really did like them better. So I ended up being okay with that. I absolutely loved poor Schmuck that got constantly caught up in
Oh
everything. I mean,
God.
how could you not? And the cousin, I thought the cousin was absolutely fantastic. And that addresses what you're saying too, about them
Yep.
being a more isolated country and being very unwilling to accept others. Because if you think about it, he wasn't going to help her until
Right.
she started saying where she was from and that her family was from the area. So I really, really liked him an awful lot. I thought he was just terrific. So, we did enjoy it. And like I said, I did end up enjoying the band and the singers because they you couldn't help but laugh whenever they came on. You knew they were going to make some sort of, in their own way, they were making a comment about the movie that you kind of needed to follow. So that was good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Terrific. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else out there want to weigh in? Yes, Roberta.
Well, I was watching it last night. The night before, I'd watched another Icelandic movie, which I really enjoyed, called Touch. So I'm
Ah,
watching it. It's absolutely wonderful. And then all of a sudden, my internet went out.
oh.
Yeah. Oh, was I unhappy? And unfortunately, today I wasn't able to watch the second half of it. Although I looked it up a million places to see what I missed. So I had the same feeling everybody else had about it, but I wish I'd been able to
I
see
could
the whole
finish it,
thing.
right?
And I paid for it. That was the whole thing. I got it
Oh,
on Prime, and I had to pay for it. Not that it was a big deal, but I didn't have time today to, and when I tried to, would have to pay for it again. Because I didn't have the other the other channels to get it
Your
on.
Canopy, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you watched Touch, because Touch is a film that I will be doing with you guys as soon as it's available. It's an
It was
absolutely wonderful
available. It is
film.
available.
Yeah, it is available, but I don't know if it's yes, it is. I think it's available on Canopy. I'm not
No,
sure.
it's available for nothing. I got it on Prime.
Yeah, it's on Prime, but we do
Just
Canopy. I want to make sure it's available
Oh,
also on
okay,
Canopy.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not in Florida anymore. I'm in Massachusetts, so I get what I can. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Terrific. Thank you. Anybody else? Come on. Somebody else want to weigh in? Yes, Rachel.
I loved this movie. I actually saw it when you did it at the West Regional Library. And I just thought it was fantastic. I love oddball kind of movies that you think you're going on one path and then it's all diverted and things go on. And with the band, I loved it from the get-go because I like oddball stuff. I just do. I like a movie that throws you a curveball and you're like, what the heck was that all about? And as it progressed, you got where they were, what the plan was for the band. But I just love the absurdity. I love her conviction. I loved that she was a strong woman, and strong in her conviction, and nothing was going to deter her. She was on a mission and she was going to accomplish it. So I
Yeah,
love the
terrific.
movie.
Yeah, it is, to me, it goes back to the old screwball. And screwball is difficult to pull off sometimes. And to make it work the way he makes it work is wonderful. I mean, using the music, he uses all the elements: cinematography, music, special effects, adventure, and it's really, and comedy and drama mixed in. I mean, this film has everything in it. It really works to great effect. I was very happy when I saw it the first time, and it's pleased audiences ever since. So I'm glad you're all feeling the same way. Yes, Karen.
Well, I was just going to say something in general about Iceland. It has amazing geology.
Yeah.
Uh, and when I visited there a couple of times, and the people were very friendly. I mean, tourists, but I just, I guess I've heard that about Japan, and I know Japan also loves tourists. But I just wanted to say, that my experience was that they were very nice and friendly, and they stressed their honesty. They said if you dropped your wallet, they would pick it up and run after you to give it to you, something like that. But
Yeah, that's what they say about Japan.
yeah, I don't know that. I didn't go to Japan myself. My granddaughter went there, but anyway, that I just. But it's been a while. Also, like the world has kind of like changed their opinion about immigrants. So
Yes.
so but that was my take on them, and I still think of them that way.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that's a nice way to think. Iceland is a beautiful country. And environmentally, it's incredible. It's a great place to shoot. Speaking of Japan, Clint Eastwood turned it into the Japanese islands during the war in one of his films. It has been used to great effect as a location of other places in the world, which you can understand why looking at this film. So terrific. Jackie.
I did have one thing nobody has brought up, so maybe it's just me. At the very end, I love that she was rescuing the little girl. I thought that was really where her heart was. And I thought it was quite interesting to watch the pull between her commitment to the environment and to the little girl. But it kind of bothered me too when she got off the bus and all you saw, she kept getting deeper and deeper into the water. and all you saw was water, it kind of made me feel a little bit anxious for her. Did anybody else think that? Like, was it all going to be okay and there was dry land for them? I mean, I choose to believe there was, but it kind of made me a little anxious at the same time.
Yeah, yes. I mean, you know what? It's one of those, it ends in ambiguity because it's asking a question.
Right.
You know, it's asking us the question, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, will she get to the other side? Will we get to the other side? What kind of planet are we leaving to our children? Is really the general question that he's asking at the end of the film. And, you know, especially when she goes to seek her out, it's raining. You know, it's constantly raining. And this is, you know, to me, and what should touch us is this is Ukraine, you know, and it's Ukraine before this war. And we're looking at it being ravaged ecologically. So, you know, we can only imagine what happened next, and what is happening next. But yes, you look at it and you wonder, okay, are we going to make it to the other side? I think he's asking the question en masse to all of us. But I can understand your trepidation. Definitely, definitely. Thank you. Marilyn?
I don't know that I felt the water being the part that left me at the end hanging a little bit, but it was like, is she going to continue being an activist? Is she going to is she going to be a mother more than, how is she going to balance this? I mean, because when you do these actions, there are consequences, and you know, so all of these almost left for a sequel. It's like, what is she going to do? And now her sister is not available to be her backup, so she has a lot of choices that she has to make for herself.
Well, I think what she'll do is she'll become a yoga instructor. Because she has to take her sister's place until her sister gets out of prison. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That'll be totally opposite to what she really was.
Yeah, you know, and her sister made the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Was also interesting that here is the peaceful, calm one making the sacrifice for the activist. You know, that's an interesting turn right there. But she knows we'll be reunited soon, you know, one day, and we'll both bring up this child because they had both put in for a child. So it was that they'll both bring her up, hopefully.
Hopefully she will not get a long sentence, because I mean,
Yes.
she will have to face some kind of consequences.
Yeah.
And it depends on what the government likes and how much power and control they want to use, you know, on and on and on. But hopefully they will get together again and bring up this child.
Although there could be another twist is every time they go to visit each other, they could switch places.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nancy? Nancy, you got to unmute.
Me.
There you go. Okay.
I thought the one thing that we didn't discuss is that the songs that she was having the choir sing,
Yes.
we're all about very peace and love and warmth and whatever, you know, and here she is like knocking down the power system, you know, but
Right.
it's all about peace and love and whatever. So there was that also, that dichotomy going on. There's all these dichotomies. And so I just wanted to bring that up also, things that I noticed, but again, none of this has changed my mind. I thought it was great.
Great. Nobody mentioned the typewriter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
right.
typewriter shop. You know, when she goes in and steals the typewriter
And
to
sets
write
the
the
alarms.
flyers. Yeah.
And then she sets the alarms off.
Right.
Just
Every, you
because.
know.
I mean, there was no reason to do that. She didn't have to do that. You know, was there a reason? Did I miss something?
No.
But she did it, that was more whimsical. I think setting
Yes,
off
very
the
whimsical.
alarms and whatever. Now I thought it was just sensational, just great.
Great.
No, I
great.
don't think that. Well, I guess I tend to be an optimist, so that they actually did make it to the other side of the street or wherever it was they were going in Ukraine, slogging through the water, but she's holding the child, and all will be well. But
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's a
my thinking.
message. It's a
Mhm.
message to the universe. Either we all get out of this, or we all drown together. I mean,
Yeah,
it's one of those. So it's
I
definitely a
tend to
message.
hope that we'll
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
Anyway, excellent,
Thank,
excellent, excellent. That's
thank
all.
you, Nancy. Phyllis?
I was just going to say about the sisters' sacrifice. I think really one person's prison is another person's refuge. So
Yes.
she really, this is what she wanted. And so, I mean, yeah, she was helping her sister, but it was also what she wanted. So it was so nice that they both found peace and contentment and fulfillment in the goals. And the ending scene, I had forgotten about. Yeah, I think that was an important scene, and it was
Yes.
an indeterminate ending. We see the world is being flooded. We see it every day on the news, and we don't know if, and they say that, there's a certain time at which it will be too late to turn the clock back. So I think he might be shouting into the dark, that about this message of the ecology and the planet, but I guess the more we hear about it, the better.
One can only hope. One
Yeah.
can only hope is really what it comes down to. Terrific. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything? Yes, Sandra.
First of all, we loved the movie. We really enjoyed it. And Iceland has become a popular tourist destination. It really has. My daughter and her family went there. They loved it. They hiked the waterfalls, the springs. And I took the ending as being positive. Like, yes, she wanted to save the planet, but she adopted this child and she was going to struggle through also believing in the future. I kind of took it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's
Mm.
definitely what she has to do.
And the sister was going to reform the prisoners. Like she was going to. I felt that yes, both. It was interesting. Anyways, we enjoyed it.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad. Anyone else out there in this? No one else has anything else to add? Nobody? Okay, going once, going twice. Okay. Let me tell you about next month. Next month, the end of this month, I'm sorry. Yes, the next film, which will be on October 23rd, is the film Rise. Rise. Now, this is a beautifully done film. It's in the tradition of critically and audience acclaimed dance films. I hope you all like dance films because the dance is really hitting this one. Rise tells the story of a young prima ballerina who, after suffering a devastating injury, finds herself on a path that will rekindle her passion in ways she never dreamed of. And what's interesting is there was an article this past Sunday in the Times. I don't know how many are familiar with, I think what's his name? Hafesh Schechter, the dancer. He's a dancer with the Paris Ballet. He's not a dancer, he's a choreographer with the Paris Ballet, among other things, and the Israeli Ballet, but mainly the Paris Ballet, which is coming to the United States. And he plays a prominent role in the film. His method of dance, and it's very interesting because he's revolutionized the dance, the ballet at the Paris Ballet, which is one of the foremost ballets in the world. So just as a heads up, if you look at this past Sunday's New York Times and look him up, there's a terrific piece about him. So you'll know who he is when he comes into the film. But there's not just excellent dancing in the film, there are fabulous dancers and different. It really explores the world of dance in a nicely dramatic way. It is in a sense a feel-good film. It's got a terrific cast, and I think you'll enjoy it. I really do. It's different. This month, I wanted to take you away from all the agony you've suffered the last few months. So that's my gift to you. In November, we go back to agony. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Shelley, can you tell us the year and where we might watch it? Because I'm looking and I can't find it anywhere.
Well, it's available on Canopy. I know that.
Okay.
Let me see where else we can get it for you. It's also called Encore. ENCORPS. So you might look it up under that title.
Thank you. Okay.
Let's see, do we have it? That's not it. Yeah, they might be using Encore as the title.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, when you put it on Encore, you'll get Rise. It's on Prime Video. It's available to rent for 99 cents. It's on Canopy. It's on Hoopla.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's where you'll find it. And free is Canopy, Hoopla, and it's free with ads on Prime Video.
Anybody in Broward County who has a Broward library card can automatically get into Hoopla and Canopy.
Yes. Also, if you know somebody who's on Hoopla or Canopy and they want to share with you, it's recommend the film to them and tell them where it is and share it with them. Hopefully they'll share it with you. But I think it's a terrific film, especially for this director. He's a wonderful director, which I'll tell you more about when we have our discussion. So if there's nobody else, yes, nobody else, anybody? Okay, I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Good night, everybody.
Have a happy Columbus Day.
Right.
And thank you again, Shelley, once again.
Thanks, Shelley.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. You make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you.